My name is Lee Musley Brown.
And I'm John Williamson.
And first of all, since it happens to be Skip Lunch Fight Hunger Day for City Harvest, we want to wish you guys a happy Skip Lunch Fight Hunger Day, and hopefully we can, there'll be a lot of money raised for City Harvest today.
Yeah. So no, thank you very much for letting us come and present this to you today. Our integrated campaign is called Deliver NYC from Hunger. As they said before, we are from the University of Texas in the Texas Creative Sequence. So yeah, great to be here. So the first thing we thought about was we wanted to show how to illustrate the hunger problem right now in the U.S. And we really want to show that through the use of the new Yankee Stadium, built in 2009. So I'm sure people who live in New York have been there, people who've also seen it on TV. The new stadium can hold 52,325 people. Okay? So I'm sure anybody who's been there realizes that's a huge group of people. It's definitely an event to go to. But what I want you to think about is not about a game going on, but actually think about it being completely empty. Okay? And think about then filling it entirely with food. And I don't mean just in the seats, I mean from home plate to nosebleeds filled with food. Okay? And then do this every 36 hours. That would equate to 29 million tons of food, and that is how much food we waste in this country every year. Now, how does that relate to the number of people that actually go hungry? There are 50.2 million people who are food insecure in this country every year. Okay? So, what is New York's solution for that? It's obviously City Harvest. Well, and so they know, and we know, that we have enough food to feed people. We just have to get it to enough people.
So, like the other group, when we saw that we were asked to create a campaign that promotes City Harvest as the as the solution to fighting hunger in New York City, it seemed like a no-brainer. Like, why doesn't every city have this? If we're producing as a country twice as much food as we need, why don't we just get it where it needs to go? We were like, why do they even need advertising? What could keep people from participating in this?
I would really like to be able to volunteer, but I feel like it can
I don't know if I would have time to do it. I might have enough time to.
So I'm afraid that sometimes when you get sucked into volunteering,
It seems like a really good cause, but and I'm gonna have free time, so it's hard to just
So that's why we said almost good enough to not have advertising. A lot of people just see hunger as this overwhelming problem that takes too much effort to solve. And New Yorkers are busy. And dare we say it, a little commitment shy.
So when we looked at our target market, we found 3 challenges that arose for City Harvest. The first challenge is showcasing City Harvest as a simple way to fight hunger. The second challenge was how do we get people to actually encourage trial? How do we get them to actually be involved in City Harvest? And the third one is making volunteering a hassle-free and heartwarming experience. Okay? So our integrated campaign, Deliver NYC from Hunger, includes outdoor, ambient, mobile, and branding solutions for those 3 challenges.
And we focused on the Street Fleet volunteer program because we thought that it perfectly fit New York's walkable neighborhoods and busy lifestyle. As most of you probably know, the Street Fleet handles donations of 20 pounds of food or less, and the people deliver these on foot so that it frees up the City Harvest trucks for bigger donations. Currently, this is a corporate volunteer program, but we'd like to expand the Street Fleet to have a wider range of individual volunteers and also provide a low commitment entry point for getting involved with City Harvest.
So the challenge, like we said, the first challenge was to showcase City Harvest as a simple way to fight hunger. So what is the solution for that? It's to begin a very simple advertising campaign that is clear and genuine. Like we said before, New Yorkers are extremely busy. They have very little time to do other things that they're not doing right now. So the advertising needs to be evocative and it needs to be clear, but it needs to be just genuine too, and it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. So the outdoor and ambient executions we have are hitting people in areas that they already are, and also in where we want them to be, which is on the streets.
Oh, how did that go backward? All right,
so the first execution is through the use of white paint and stencils is creating something like this.
New York dumpsters eat better than 12% of New Yorkers.
So, and that lies in reference to the idea that there's actually over 1 million people in New York City that actually that are using the food relief program. So, and this kind of execution, the message and the actual visual execution work for the direction of City Harvest. So the bigger idea is, just as City Harvest repurposes unused food, we repurpose delivery boxes for produce. And with a simple coat of white paint and a green stencil, these boxes now become new advertising pieces.
The key to solving hunger is in the trash.
So the message works, the visual executions work, and it's dirt cheap. It's literally is white paint, green stencil, and reused boxes. And the main cost for this execution would be placement. And even in that, we might be able to partner with restaurants or businesses that are already part of City Harvest and use the sides of their buildings for possible placement.
For example, these are placed outside a restaurant. The first one, unordered food can have a second chance to be the special. And good food should be dished out, not thrown out.
Other executions would be on top of NYC taxis and pedicabs.
New York can't run on an empty stomach.
Also, we have ambient executions to showcase for NYC folks. The first one here is stacks of boxes in public areas that have evocative words written down the sides of them.
Rescue. Lifeline.
We also have placemats that are in participating in restaurants that are also made out of the boxes.
Nourish.
And installation pieces in Central Park. Picnic tables made out of boxes as well, with messages on them.
Everyone deserves a place at the table. So now that we've gotten New York's attention and presented City Harvest as a simple solution, we need to encourage people to give City Harvest a try. So we also need to ensure that once they do volunteer with City Harvest, that their experience is a good one. So we were thinking about, where do we reach people where it's at the exact moment that's most convenient for them to volunteer? And how do we make it feel like an opportunity instead of an obligation? Mobile. The new City Harvest to Go program facilitates unscheduled street fleet donations via a mobile application and microsite. QR codes on all the advertising takes people to the City Harvest mobile application, where they can learn more, sign up to volunteer, they can donate, and they could even invite their favorite restaurants to join City Harvest. But the main part of this application is called City Harvest to Go, which is a program that facilitates one-off, unscheduled donations. It lets volunteers and restaurants participate when it's convenient for them and without feeling locked into a major commitment. First, a restaurant owner with less than 20 pounds of food to donate requests a pickup via smartphone or computer. Pre-approved volunteers receive a push notification if they're within a quarter mile of a pickup. So that way we're not asking anyone to go very far out of their way. They can accept or decline the pickup as their schedule allows, and whoever accepts the pickup first gets it. So it kind of adds a little bit of sport to the volunteering, part game, part good deed. And as volunteers deliver food, they can track their stats over time. This increases intrinsic motivation. They can see how many pounds of food they personally have delivered and how many people that they have fed. We can also use the app to highlight some of the special events that don't require long-term commitment, like the food shows and food rescues, and invite people to those. And finally, we know that consistently delivered donations are still important to City Harvest, so people can still track those things in this application. Thus, our final goal,
which is to how do we tell volunteers that their experience with the City Harvest will be a heartwarming and fun experience. And the use through of rebranding. Rebranding the trucks, the bicycles, and the bags that the Street Fleet members actually carry the food in. So every single message that people are interacting with City Harvest will be a message of hope and something that they will actually remember and want to be a part of.
we don't need more food to solve hunger, just a little more effort. There's enough food to go around as long as someone carries it. And finally, the distance between hunger and hope is walkable.
So as we said, we have four areas. The outdoor, the ambient, the mobile, and the branding are all solutions, we believe, for the three challenges that are facing City Harvest, which were, as we said at the beginning, to showcase City Harvest as a simple way to fight hunger, to encourage trial, and to make volunteering hassle-free and heartwarming for everyone. So what is the end result? The end result is that New Yorkers would see City Harvest as the solution for fighting hunger in NYC, and to also get more involved with City Harvest. So, like we said, thank you very much for letting us come present this. Are there any questions?
Great. Thank you very much.